Hi, I'd like to introduce you to a revolutionary new business called Eat2earn, which is the evolution of online food ordering systems. The difference between Eat2earn is they earn you rewards every time an order is placed. So before I get started with the presentation, I just want to ask you a question. Do you or anyone you know regularly buy takeaways? So this is a really good question because it will actually formulate the presentation itself. But the reason why I ask the question is because of the facts that are on the next page. And basically, in the UK, there are over 56,000 takeaways and thousands of restaurants that offer online food ordering services. And on top of that, in 2018, there are estimated to be more than 15.8 million online takeaway users in the UK, which is expected to grow to 24.5 million by 2022. So the fact that if you know people who are already buy takeaways, and the fact that there's 56,000 takeaways out there and over 15.8 million people buying them, we obviously know there's a massive demand for this particular type of service. And this is the user adoption. So the main countries that actually use online food ordering services, you'd be surprised to see, is the Netherlands is number 1, UK is number 2, but right down at the bottom of the list there in fifth position is the United States. And basically I would have thought that United States would have been number 1, but in this case, no, they're not. It is the Netherlands, and this is where obviously this is a new service. Maybe in America it's only just been adopted. But it is a growing market, and more and more people are using these services for lots of different reasons. I'd say a lot of it is for convenience, because they can just go onto a phone, they can use an app, and they can just order any takeaway that they like. And that's the beauty of the online food ordering services, especially when they're aggregator services. So you don't need to have different apps for different types of food. So you don't need one for a curry place, and then one for a fish and chip shop, and one for a Chinese. You can get them all under one roof, and that's why they are growing. However, there are current challenges with this, and as they've been around for a number of years now, a lot of the majority of the takeaways who are offering the service for online food ordering, they're actually struggling to break even, because over the years these systems have been designed to squeeze as much profit from them as possible. So the bigger companies, there are a number of major brands that you will see advertised on TV, which are getting bigger and bigger, and they're growing their profits for their shareholders, but the actual takeaways and restaurants are suffering. So many of these restaurants and takeaways would actually love to move away from these systems, but they are really scared to do it, for fear that their customers who regularly use their restaurant or takeaway would actually go to the competitors who have stayed with those services. So they are in a bit of a catch-22 situation, and it's really worrying for them. And a lot of them are closing down because they just can't afford to actually carry on running at a loss. A lot of it's causing them lots of grief and lots of heartache. So it is a very stressful time for the restaurants and takeaways at the moment. So the solution is what we've created, is called Eat2earn, and it's a UK-based company which is fully compliant with UK law, and it is expected that Eat2earn will become one of the UK's leading online food ordering services over the next few years. The aim is to provide a service which is very similar, to what they're used to using with these other brands. And also we'll be maintaining a similar service, but we'll also be obviously providing added benefits to both the customers and also the takeaways and the restaurants. And what they'll be doing is, obviously, the rewards. We are going to incentivize the customers to use the service and give back to its restaurants and takeaway partners for participating. So that's the first thing, is incentivizing the customers to actually want to use this product. They'll then pay back 50% of all the fees it receives from the online food orders and give it back as rewards, which are then shared between both the customers and the partners, which can be the restaurants, the takeaways, or the affiliates that will help to build the business. The Eat2earn has also created an amazing opportunity for the restaurants and takeaways to be able to generate a residual income, which is, I don't know if you don't know what residual income mean, it's a bit like royalty fees, where you do a job once, so you make a song, or you make you might write a book, and every time that book or that song has been sold, then you would make money, whether that be in 6 months or 20 years from now. And it's the same with this. So you create your little business between, takeaways and affiliates and customers, and then through 5 levels. And then over time, you will just continue to get paid, whether you do anything with the business or not. This will continue to grow. And what we have is that we have a customer reward program, and we also have an affiliate and takeaway reward program. So I'm going to show you the customer reward program first. So the first thing is it's free to join for customers. It also earns down to 5 levels, including your own purchases. So you could buy your own takeaway once a week, and you will earn 10% cash back on that. And I'll explain the different levels in a minute. But also you'll be earning on the team or the people that you share your referral link with. So that could be friends, family, neighbours, work colleagues. It could be quite a different number of different organisations. So we'll explain that. You can share it with unlimited people, so there is no restrictions. You could share it as long as you're in the UK at the moment, because that's where we're based in our business for the time being. But we will be looking to expand this to rest of the, maybe Europe and also internationally as well. And then you'll see every time somebody buys a takeaway, you'll see your rewards will be added up in the back office, and you'll be able to see exactly how much how many rewards you've earned, and then I'll explain more in a minute what you can do with those rewards. And then you can actually use the rewards to purchase our takeaways, or you can actually withdraw that in cash. So the minimum withdrawal fee for withdrawing is £50. And at the moment, it'll be withdrawn to your bank account of your choice. But in time, there will be a prepaid debit card, which you'll be able to use and then take the money through a hole in the wall or an ATM and withdraw it in cash. And at any point in time, customers are free to upgrade to an affiliate, but they will have to pay the affiliate fee, which I'll explain on in a few minutes. And then you can actually start earning on referring other affiliates, and you can also help build your business with takeaway and restaurants as well, if you know people or you're happy to go and speak to them. And these are the different levels. So you get 10% on your own purchases, and then you get 5% on people you directly refer. You'll get 5% on the people that your customer level 2 has actually referred themselves, and so on until you go down until you've got 5 levels. So it's yourself plus 4 levels, and in total that comes to 25%. So every time anybody buys anything on all of those 4 levels, 5 including yourself, you will earn a percent of the actual fees that are collected on behalf of the business. And we share that back. So 50% goes out to the customer side, and 50% goes out to the restaurant, takeaway and affiliate side. So there are 2 separate sides to the business. Okay, now this is the restaurant. I'm just sorry to make sure I didn't miss a slide. Yeah, the restaurant, they have the same kind of structure, apart from on level 1, this is direct referral. So there is no personal purchases on level 1 for restaurants. It will be their direct customers that they actually share their restaurant link with. So that's actually more lucrative to have restaurants and takeaways in your network than to just have customers. And this is for people who are serious about building a really good long-term residual income. And again, 25% of all the fees that we collect go out to the affiliate and restaurants down the 5 levels. And these are the costs. So obviously for the customers it's free, but for the restaurant and takeaways there is a cost, which is £495 plus VAT, which is a one-off fee. It has been reduced to £295 plus VAT for a limited period whilst we establish the restaurants in key areas. Obviously that period will come to an end at some point in the near future, and obviously you would want to benefit from the reduced price. And this is for takeaways and restaurants only, and it does include all of the setup costs, the hardware and the stationery. So for things like stickers in your window, and you'll have the printer to print out the orders. All that will be taken care of and set up for you. And what it means, you'll be able to benefit from both income streams. You'll earn £125 upfront commissions and rewards down 5 levels when you actually share your referral link with other restaurants and takeaways. And when they actually obviously pay, you will get that upfront commission. But you'll also get the 5 levels, which is really the key. The upfront commission is just is a nice thing to have, but it's the 5 levels referral commission that you're really looking to build, because that is what's going to pay you the long-term residual income. All the rewards, as with the customers, will be shown in your back office. You can redeem them against purchases, or you can withdraw them once you've got £50 in your balance. And again, the prepaid card will come at a later date. Now, if you're an affiliate, the cost for this is $295 plus VAT, and it is an annual membership, because with this there is no risk to you. Obviously, the restaurants have to provide the food, so that's why they only pay a one-off fee, and we're trying to help these guys who are struggling. So, having them with a one-off fee is more beneficial. We will introduce a fee for them once they hit a certain threshold of income, but that's obviously that's a future thing. So at the moment, the affiliate cost is $295 plus VAT, and this will allow you to sign up restaurants, takeaways, and other business partners to join the Eat2earn business. To obviously if they're more they want to build their business beyond just being a customer. So obviously they can do the customer for free, but if they want to earn more and they want to be able to talk to restaurants and get more of those in their network, they will have to become an affiliate. And for that, again, you get £125 upfront commission for bringing on a restaurant or takeaway, and you'll get £75 for every business partner that you bring on board, which is an affiliate. And that's the upfront commissions, and the rewards will be paid and displayed in the back office as normal, and everything else is as was with both the customer and the restaurant. So I am going to go quickly through a calculator just to give you some examples of earnings. So the income disclaimer is more or less saying that we can't guarantee what your figures will look like. These are just basic generic figures for illustration purposes only. And it really depends on, how many restaurants you get into your network, how much work you're going to put in to build that network. But there is an unlimited amount of income that can be generated. It is not capped in any way, shape or form. So if you are a go-getter and would like to be earning a life-changing amount of income, then there is nothing stopping you going and speaking to all the restaurants in the country if that's what you want to do. So the first example I'm going to show you is for a takeaway, and this is just with literally having a takeaway in your network who then actually goes out and speaks to 2 other takeaways. Now, a lot of these restaurants, you'll find that some of them have restaurants, and then they may have 2 takeaways in the same similar area in the vicinity of where their restaurant is. Others know lots, it's very a close-knit community of people when it comes to restaurants and takeaways. So I don't think you'll find an issue if you can share the benefits with one restaurant for them to go out and share it with 2 more themselves. And if that was to duplicate down, you would see that 2 would become 4, 4 would become 8, and down to 32. And just doing that, which is very little effort to get 2 people and just help them do the same, you're talking about £576 roughly monthly income based on 100 orders a week, which we know from some of the restaurants we've done research with that they take over 400 orders a week. So 100 is very low. And we've set the minimum average price as £20. Now, we know that's also low. So this figure could be a lot more than this, but we just want to be realistic and not make any stupid income claims. So we're saying roughly 576 if all this was to pan out the way that it's explained here. And obviously that's £2,496 a month. Now that, for some restaurants, would be more than what they're taking in a week from profit. So this is pure profit. There is no cost because this has already been taken out. Their costs have come out of, the 15% charge. This is the cost to the restaurant, some of this cost in here. So there is no other cost for them. So we would be paying them back $2,496 if this was to, duplicate as it does. If we take it to the next level, so that instead of going speaking to 2, they went to speak to 3, and they spoke to 3 people who duplicated that down. You can see that this figure's significantly increased for the weekly figure, and the monthly figure is in double figures now. So that, again, I mean, that is astronomical for some restaurants who may not even make that profit in a year. And that's what I'm saying, a lot of them are really struggling. So we want to make them to, change their lives, not just for the customers, but for the retailers, the restaurants and the affiliates. So everybody can win if we can, obviously share this with everybody else. And the last example for the restaurants is one where we're talking to 5. Now this gets a bit more obviously serious. This is for serious business builders who want to really make a difference. And like I say, we're trying to give people choices. So people who have restaurants, they may work in that restaurant themselves 7 days a week, and they may want to spend more time with their family. So we're giving them an option here where they can make a residual income, whether they actually personally work in that restaurant or not. They could perhaps bring in a manager to work on their behalf, and then they could spend that quality time with their family, and this would bring in a massive amount of profit into the restaurant, which would help to obviously pay their staff more money, to retain the staff, so we're talking a significant amount of money, and this is not unrealistic. This could happen to quite a few people in the business, and obviously we're going to have other business, like we're going to have career paths that we can help people if they want to take this business more seriously. Then we'll have where they can earn more percentages, and they can actually win holidays and the benefits of company cars. So we're going to have a lot of other things come in, but for now this is obviously a good enough program as it stands, but other things will be coming. And you can see that obviously we read on here that the charges are distributed as we've said before. It's just one of many ways you can earn commissions, as we've said. It's the minimum. These are the minimum expectations. We do expect them to be more. Points can be converted to takeaways as usual, and if you want to withdraw the cash, it's £50. So everything is as I've said before. Now I'm just going to take you on to the customer side, which the numbers are slightly different because obviously customers only take maybe 1 order per week. Some may take 1 per month. But if we look at the customers, so on the customer side, the first level is always themselves. So if you are personally buying a takeaway, you would earn 10% of your own purchases back. So you're automatically getting a 10% discount off your own purchases. But then you get 5% off your level 2, 5% off your level 3, 3% off your level 4, and 2% off level 5. And everything else is the same, apart from the average order. Again, it would be £20. I know when I've placed an order for myself and my husband, it's been, I would say ours is about £35. And we don't go overboard. I mean, that's a reasonable sized order. But if you've got a family of 4 or a family of 6, then this price is going to skyrocket. So again, like I said, it's minimum amounts that we're looking at. So for that example where you've got one person shares it with 5 friends who share theirs with 5 friends, and we've got 625 people down there. Now bearing in mind, like we said, we had we had quite a few million at the beginning of this presentation. So there's a lot of people out there looking for this kind of service, and if they understand the benefits over and above the competitors, then I'm sure they will be willing to give this product a try, just to see, how much they can earn. An example for what this earnings could do is maybe a university student who's working through their actual degree, and they're struggling for cash, so they've got parents helping them out, but they need additional income. Well, they could be earning £54 potentially a week just from this scenario, without having any, obviously they've no restaurants because they're not an affiliate, but this is purely just like talking to individuals. Now, what would happen if one of these 5 here was an organisation like a charity or a football club who has lots of members? Then this level 5 could actually, level 3, because this would be a charity and they would introduce people here. Well, that could grow to thousands of people on level 3. And then obviously this would be a much bigger figure on level 4. So this is not a perfect example because it doesn't always follow the way that this shows. This could get astronomical on level 3 before you know it, or even level 1 could introduce a charity. So level 2 could become massive. So this is just a very basic example. But even so, it's £232 a month, which for a student is a significant amount of money when they don't have much money as it is. So it would help to pay their their fees. It would help them to eat, to get food, things like that. Now, if we take it to the next level, which is them talking to 7 people rather than 5, then their weekly figure would potentially upgrade to 184 with an average monthly income of about nearly £800. Now that is a different ball game now, because this is helping towards their fees. And what these guys who are going to university, the worst thing they want to come out of university with is a massive amount of debt. If they can pay their way through university without having to go into debt, that is going to be the massive boost to them when they come out of university. So they don't have the worry of actually paying that back as soon as they leave university. Now, if we take it the next step, which is even more lucrative, which is to talk to 10 people. And again, like I say, in a university, how many people are in the university? They have student unions. There are committees. They'll have things like brochures and emails and I don't know what they call them. Hubs where they can go, and you can put leaflets up in those places. So if you go in to talk to 10 people, now we're going into bigger numbers. So 3,000 a month for somebody at university for doing nothing once they've spoken to a few friends. This is life-changing for them, because it does mean they have no debt when they come out of university. They can pay their own fees, they can get their own accommodation, they can pay their own food, they can buy their own books, and the parents are not having to keep dipping into their pockets all the time. And that is just, one example. Like I say, I'm sure people will talk to more than 10, and I'm sure some of these 10 will talk to bigger organisations. The parents may not be part of an organisation or a club who would help them to get started, so they're not having to fork it out. So what happens if this became 10,000 for somebody at university? How much more would that change their lives before they even left the job, so to get a job? So this is what is possible with Eat2earn, and it is not to be, not to be sniffed at. I think people, once they understand the power of what is available here, which is a new company, but it's in a very established business industry, which is a multi-billion-pound industry. And the fact is, obviously, there's people want to eat, so people are always going to want to eat, and there's restaurants are always going to be there to serve them, unless they've gone out of business because they can't afford it. Hence why we're there. So we're going to take away that problem of them closing down, because we're going to give them a way to make money, to make them stay open and give more value to the customers. So it's very exciting. I hope you, obviously, you've seen the points and the figures and you understand where we're coming from. These are just 4 of the restaurants that I've got started in the first 2 or 3 weeks, and they're based up in Sunderland. But we have others in the pipeline, because it takes, from placing the order, it takes about 3 weeks from us receiving the order from once they're paid. We have a 3-week lead time then to get everything set up, the menus, we get the printers established, and we get these actual leaflets that go in the window. So they're like printed things that stick in the window, and they get a few of these, and they get some flyers to hand out to customers as well. So obviously it's a partnership. We're not doing this. We will bring customers to restaurants who are not, people who are new to them, because the platform will have multiple different industries. So we'll have fish and chip shops, we'll have curry places, we'll have Chinese, Cantonese, we'll have all different kinds of different, restaurants and takeaways. So for me personally, I would probably do a curry one night, and then maybe Thai, maybe once a month, something like that. We'd have a Thai. And I would just go to the app and I would buy through the app. And as soon as I buy, I know I'm getting 10% discount myself. But I also know that people in the restaurants are earning, my upline's earning, the people who've, built the business are earning, everybody's earning. But when nobody's actually paying anything themselves, apart from obviously the initial fee to get started, and from a customer it's free. So like I say, it's a much better business plan, it's a much better business model, and it helps because it's a win-win situation for everybody involved. So these are the regions. We have a limited amount of affiliate positions available in the UK, and we're splitting it by regions at the moment. So this is not cast in stone, but these are the guidelines of where we want to attract people. So we're looking for 500 affiliates in the Scotland, 500 in Wales, 500 in Northern Ireland, and then we're looking for 1,000 in the north of UK, 1,000 in the Midland area, and 1,500 in the south. So if we find that we're not getting a take up in Ireland, we'll reallocate some of these into another area that, say maybe the south needs more. Then we can direct some of these affiliate positions in here down into the south to make sure that we can fulfill the demand in the south. So it's basically a first come first serve, because we're not going to restrict the south if other areas are not actually taking up. We want to make sure we obviously allocate the 5,000 affiliates as soon as possible. And this means you are then classed as founder members, because you will have the added advantage when we expand to other areas of being the first 5,000 in the business, who can then actually refer people in other countries before the other countries can do it themselves. So it is a massive bonus and benefit to being in the top 5,000. And I really do hope you're going to be one of them. So I'd like to welcome you on this exciting journey. And obviously we are here every Monday. We do webinars every Monday, but please make sure, if you're watching this for the first time, that you get back to the person who invited you on this webinar, that you go back to those people and ask them for their Eat2earn referral link if you want to get started, because that's the only we want everybody to be successful in this business. So we're trying to keep everything very ethical. That's the benefit of our business, is that ethics is important, and we are a giving organisation, so we want everybody to benefit 100%. So I'd love to see you on the webinars. Please make sure if you get back to the person, then we'll give you a link to the webinar, and you're welcome to join that every Monday at 7 p.m. UK time, and I look forward to seeing you on one of them. See you soon. Bye.